In your first syllabus reading from Book 4 of the Aeneid, you're plunged into the middle of things here. So, to give you some context, Aeneas and Dido have set out on a sportive hunting expedition along with some Trojans and some Carthaginians. They get separated from the rest of the group as a storm arises, and they're compelled together in a cave. Note that your subject in the first line, kailum, goes with the verb incipit, and then miscere as an infinitive complementing incipit. Right? Then in your second line, you have nimbus modified by this ablative phrase col mixta grandine. Your text might mark that is a long A modifying grandine. Then you will note that in line 162, you have three subjects spilling over into line 163. You have the Tyri Comites, you have the Troiana Juventus, and you have the Dardanius Nepos Veneris. Note that Aeneas the Nepos Veneris is also modified by the adjective Dardanius. He's given a little bit more description than the others. In this phrase, diversa, note that is an adjective modifying tecta. And note that they are described as having petiere, having sought. Note that is your shortened form of the perfect from petierunt. Ruunt de montibus amnes is fairly straightforward. In 165, you may be puzzled by the direct juxtaposition of Dido and Dux, since logically Dux should follow the et here as it's modified by Troianus. But if you attend a little bit more closely to the line, you will note that effectively what Virgil has done is join Dido and Aeneas logically between the word for the cave and the conjunction here. All right, so this is a little bit of a word picture that he's painted for you. All right, and then de veniunt. Note that you do not have the preposition ad here with this accusative, but it should be understood. All right, and then in 166, you see that prima tellus et pronuba Juno. Note that Juno, described as pronuba here, is in conjunction with her rights, pertaining to her as a goddess of marriage. It says that they dant signum. The signum is clarified in the next line with fulsere ignes. These are the signum when the fires shine. In other words, when the lightning crashes. And note also that fulsere is your shortened form of fulserunt, as indeed in line 168 down here, ulularunt is shortened from ululaverunt, which would be a little bit difficult to fit into the meter as the line is currently constructed. Note also that sumo here modifies vertice despite the separation. In line 169, the ille dies primus leti, that should not give you too much trouble. But then when you get to primusque malorum causa fuit, you might be a little bit thrown off by the disagreement of genders. But note that primus, and ille are all modifying dies as a masculine noun, and then causa is simply used in juxtaposition to dies. All right, so don't be bothered by the fact that that it appears that there's some sort of gender switch right here with primus causa. There actually is not. You just need to try to pay a little bit more attention to the grammar of the sentence. In lines 170 and 171, then, you'll note that specie and fama are ablatives with movetur, and your subject down there is Dido. And don't be thrown off by this. Remember, movetur, this is derived from a standard active verb, but meditatur here is a deponent verb, right? So even though they both have that passive morphology, only one of them is actually passive. And note fortivum modifying amorem. Then in line 172, you see conjugium vocat. This is, of course, still referring to Dido as your subject. And as is praetexit, you still have Dido as your subject for that. But note that hoc here is an ablative form modifying nomine. So hoc nomine, that is with the name conjugium marriage, she praetexit culpam.